Hello and welcome to Wine Down with CheKesha. It is your new favorite wine enthusiast, and I am here to share my pick for this week's edition of Wine Down with CheKesha. All right, love. So before we get into today's wine, welcome back. I am so excited that you decided to tune into another wine-related videos. To all of my sipsters and my wine fam, thank you so much for your suggestions on all the different wines that you would like to see in 2024. So y'all keep them coming in the comments because, listen, I'm here to try all the things, even the things that aren't typically the wines that I would choose, but I am here to be able to give you my honest opinion based on my wine palate. We all know that everyone's palate is a little bit different, but at least you can have an idea of, you know, what these wines are when you see them on your grocery store, liquor store, or wine shelf. So if you are new to my channel as well as new to my Wine Down videos, make sure you do me a favor before you get too far in it, because I know you're going to like it. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime I upload on this platform that we call YouTube. So if you saw in the beginning of the video, I showed you the bottle of the wine that I am going to be tasting today. So this is a white Bordeaux. Typically, most people are familiar with the red Bordeaux, but Bordeaux is just the type of wine. It is not the technical varietal of that wine. Bordeaux are typically made up of several different blends of varietals, aka grapes, to produce what you are drinking. So this one is actually considered a sweet or dessert wine, and it is perfect for the wine lovers that just love a sweet tasting wine, or if you want to have something to be able to serve with your dessert portion of your meals, or if you're just sitting at home eating a piece of cake and you want to have some wine to go along with it. So I'm going to drink this with you guys, but before, I'm going to go over all the steps of tasting your wine for the first time. So before we get further into all of that, just a little bit of wine knowledge. Bordeaux is from the region of France, and it's normally produced either on the right bank or the left bank. I know you're probably like, I really don't care about all of that, but for all of my wine enthusiasts that do watch my channel, just to give you a little bit of information about it, I will leave a graph of the map that tells you about the different regions of Bordeaux, well, the different regions where Bordeaux was produced, just so you can have it, just to, you know, if you ever go to a dinner party and you're around your friends, or if you're going to a business dinner and they're drinking wine and they're starting to talk about it and you don't want to feel like you do not fit in the room, because let me tell you, you do. And you can know the simplest things in regards to how to hold your glass, how to swirl, how to smell, how to taste it, and you don't even have to say nothing, and they could be like, oh, she know her wine. So listen, the more you know, the more that you will be able to feel comfortable when you are sitting in those rooms with other wine lovers, and you won't feel like you don't know nothing. Okay. So that's just a little bit of information. As I'm doing these videos, I'm trying to also grow my knowledge and my palate as I'm sharing with you all. So anything new that I learn, I'm going to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the wine. So I've already poured it, but let's talk about our traditional things that I'm going to always cover in the videos. It is the label. So your label is going to tell you quite a few things about the wine before you start to drink it. For the most part, on the front, you're going to have the winemaker's name, the name of the wine, the vintage, in which the vintage is the year that it was harvested and produced for this particular brand. And then it's going to tell you the type of Bordeaux or the type of wine it is. So I really can't pronounce it. I tried to look it up and listen. I'm not even going to chop the name up, but I will have the bottle up here so you can see it yourself. So if you do know how to pronounce it, you know, let your girl know. Send me a DM message so I can know how to pronounce it. But this is a white Bordeaux. It is a vintage of 2022. So this is newly produced and bottled just for us. The next important thing about the wine bottle is the back. So if you have no idea of what you're about to dive into, go to the back of the wine bottle. More times than not, it's gonna kind of give you some idea of what type of grapes were used, which we call varietals. It's gonna tell you what type of fruits that they may have used. They're going to tell you if it's acidic or it's high or low in tannins. It's going to tell you the ABV, which is the alcohol by content or the volume of the alcohol. So the back is going to tell you a lot of stuff that's going to help you decide whether or not you want to try it or not. Now, just because it may say it has strawberries does not mean it's going to be sweet like a strawberry. It could be a little tart. So you want to take into consideration the fruits and things that they list. Even when you hear the word leather, where you read the word leather or pepper or spices, it does not mean that you're going to taste a leather belt in your mouth or a jalapeno pepper. It's just giving it the boldness, that extra layer that some wines, you know, like to use in their making of the wine. So on this particular one, it's going to go ahead and tell you that it is fresh and harmonious wine, rich, and it offers an intense citrus aroma, and it's good for pairing with sushis and dark chocolate. And so typically your sweeter wines are really good with sushi. I tend to like my sweeter wines with spicier foods. It's some desserts that I will, you know, pair with my wines, but it definitely depends. Now, if that's not enough information from you, if you're going to a wine and spirit store, they can give you more details. You're typically not going to get no help when you're going to the grocery store, Target, or Walmart, or even your local ABC store. Those folks just work there. They typically don't know. So if you wanted to get more information about the actual wines, find you a wine and spirit store. The people there are so knowledgeable. That's one of the reasons why I shop at Total Wine so much. And Total Wine, holla at your girl if you want to link up, you know what I'm saying. But if you cannot figure out if this is still something that you want, pull out your handy dandy phone. You can scan your, you know, the bottle, or if you are in Total Wine and someone is busy, or if you're watching this video and you're like, hey, I want to get this bottle, but I want to do a little more research for myself outside of what CheKesha has given me, you can always just go and pull it up on your phone. Total Wine does a very nice job of listing the details of this wine, and you're going to get a little more detail from Total Wine than you're going to get on the bottle. And I'm going to read this, and I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can see it as well. So the price point on this is regularly $14.99, but right now it's a limited time special. But by the time you see this video, the special probably will be over. This particular Bordeaux, like I said, it is from France. It is a white Bordeaux. It is a balance of fresh and sweet. You have the citrus fruit with plenty of acidity subsides into the fruit. So yeah, so the acidity level, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to, you know, give you that, like Pam and Martin used to do that. It does, you know, specify how sweet or sour the wine can be. This one I did taste it, and I got just a little bit of that acidity from the citrus notes, and y'all know that most citrus fruits do have a little sour pucker to it, but this one did not have a lot. But it also has some floral notes, and it has like that candy lemon, so that lemonish flavor or that you get, that's going to attribute to some of that acidity. It is a semi-sweet, and the tasting notes from Total Wine are mentioning honeysuckle, apple, and peach. It is medium body. Now, when I tasted it, I definitely could taste the apple, and I think that's what won me. When I do drink sweeter wines or dessert wines, I tend to want to have more apple, because I feel like apple at its sweetest is not overly sweet. The alcohol content on here is 11.5%, so it is lower in alcohol. So we're going to go ahead and taste this wine, but before we do it, the things that I said that you can do without speaking, that'll make the people in the room think that she is that girl. She knows her wine by the way she holds it, the way she smells it, and the way she swirls it, all of those things. So the first thing that we would do, we want to look at the wine. And you're looking at it for a couple of things. You want to look at the color. This has a nice golden color to it. I'm doing a taster, so I didn't want to fill it up too much. But it has a nice golden color and a golden hue. You know, you can tilt it to the side to kind of determine whether or not it is a medium or full body. And you can also look at the color to, you know, to see whether or not it has any, not look at the color. You can also look to see if it has any effervescence, because you can get some wines that are flat wines. Basically, a flat wine is not a bubbly. That's it. But sometimes they have a little effervescence, which you'll see like a little bit of little bubbles. So you're looking for that as well. And this does not have any. So now what we want to do is the next step, and that is swirl. We have saw. Now we're going to swirl it. Swirling it is basically just opening up the wine. It's like opening up a gift. You know, you see the box and you're like, okay, this is a big box. I wonder what's in it. So you want to, you know, look at the box and see what's going on. You want to be nosy. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to swirl it so we can open it up so we can see what the gift is when we stick our nose into it, right? Y'all, I know I'm corny. So you want to swirl, and if you don't have the wrist action, you can put it on the table and swirl it like that. It does not make you any less of a wine lover or enthusiast or connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you'd had a couple glasses of wine and that swirl might end up being a tidal wave and just, you know, come on out the glass. So we're swirling it so we can open it up, because it's been sitting in a bottle. And so in that bottle with that cork or that twist top, it's like, open me up so I can explode in your mouth. So we swirled it, and listen, the aromas is hitting this nose. I know my nose is big, but I am smelling all the things. So speaking of smelling all the things, now we're going to put our nose in it. So now is the time where you can really be nosy and really see what that thing is. And this thing is smelling, I can smell the apples. Now, I can't tell you what apple. I have not graduated to identifying the types of fruit. But this is definitely, I don't know, for some reason I'm getting like, I think Fuji apple, but it's probably not Fuji. But it's really, the apple that I'm smelling is really, really sweet. Definitely getting lemon on the nose. The more I smell, I am getting that honey that they mentioned from that honeysuckle taste. Well, the honeysuckle tasting notes. So let's go ahead and taste. So you want to start off by introducing the wine to your palate with a small sip. Then you want to take your second sip, which is going to be a bigger sip. So the first sip is small, second sip big. And then that way you want to fill your mouth so you can really kind of feel and taste what that wine is giving. So first we're going to do the small sip. Listen, I am not a sweet wine drinker, but baby, I will drink this one anytime. If you like, we need a sweet wine, but CheKesha's coming and she don't do Moscato, let's get this Bordeaux right here, because CheKesha is going to be sipping this one right here. And this is an easy sipper because it's light in the alcohol content. On the finish, I'm definitely getting, you know, that citrus note. I can really taste it on the finish. It doesn't have a long finish. I might well say it's a mid finish. Like, I can still taste the wine even after it has went down. Sometimes you get wines that after you drink it, it's like, dang, I don't taste nothing. But this has a nice medium finish. Yeah, I'm getting a really ripe apple, followed by a little bit of that lemon. This is really, really good. It's so good that I can really take this back. And I have this chilled. I don't have it ice cold. And the reason being is because it is a sweeter wine. You don't want it ice cold, but you want to have a nice chill so you can be able to taste all of the flavors of the wine. So, how many glasses will I give this? And this is something new that I want to do, is to try to rate the glass. Out of 5 glasses, I'm going to give it a 3.5. Only because, I'm not a sweet wine drinker, but I think 3.5 glasses is darn good. Really darn good. If you like sweet wines, I think this is a really good one for you, whether you're drinking it with a meal, because I know some people like the sweet wines with their meals, and like I said, it's good with sushi. You can pair it with sushi, or if you have a dessert. Now, I don't have a chocolate cake, but I said I wanted to taste something with this. So this is a stroopwafel, and these are good with like drinking hot teas or coffees, because you can take it and sit it on top of your coffee cup. But I should have got a piece of my husband's chocolate cake, but I ain't fooling with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a small sip, and then we're going to bite into this cookie. And another sip. Okay. This is what flavors it. This is caramel. And this definitely changes the flavor profile. When I eat this, it takes away from that sweet apple taste. It definitely cuts that sweetness. So if you like desserts, definitely, if you have a sweeter wine, I feel like something that isn't super sweet. That's why they said dark chocolate, because dark chocolate isn't sweet, but it has a sweetness to it. So it'll balance out the sweetness of the wine and with the dessert, and it's going to be a nice balance. I like these together. So on the pairing with a sweet treat, I will bump it up to a 4. And that's big for me. It's really good. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed today's Wine Down with CheKesha video. I enjoyed sharing this wine with you all. I know I can get a little silly with my, wine analogies and all that stuff. But it's all in fun. Because when you're drinking wine, you don't want to feel like you're stiff and uptight. The days of the uptight, classic businessman drinking wine with his friends and having a cigar or what have you, those days are over. The era of wine is changing. The way wine lovers look is changing. This is not your great-great-grandfather's boss's wine club. This wine club is shifting to everyone that looks like me and it looks like you. So if you enjoyed today's video, let me know in the comments, and as well, give the video a big thumbs up, and as well, click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you won't miss my next Wine Down video or just any of my videos, because I got a plethora of things for you to enjoy here on this channel. And remember, as you are pouring your wine into your glass, your favorite wine glass, and when you are seeing it, swirling it, sniffing it, and sipping it, just remember that wine is more than just something that you are consuming, but it is an experience in the glass. So until next time, wine friends, peace.